All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I'm actually going to be spending the day with my parents today, so I have to make this video now. We are in live trading hours, all right? It's still 2 o'clock Eastern. There's still about 2 hours left of trading. You're going to see percents move. You're going to see candles move. You know I care about the close more than any moment during regular hours, right? But I think there's some really good things to talk about here. So I just made a video a few days ago, and I mean the big emphasis was really two things, right? And you know I'm not here to say buy, sell, hold. That's not my game, right? But we were up at 4 something on my last video. My worry was we might fall all the way down to the twos, but hey, as long as we held the moving averages, the sector still felt good, okay? And yeah, you see that right here with QUBT. There was some headlines, I think, about a purchase order, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, look, to me, oh, I'm loving the moving averages. I'm loving the technicals here, right? There was things that were knock on wood predictable, and I say knock on wood because again, you know nothing's guaranteed, right? IONQ, you can see it kind of the same story, right? Not as hard as a fall, but basically came back to the moving averages. So far, so good. RGTI, not as pretty. And again, that's why this one was kind of at the end of it. QBTS is the last one we'll look at. Trying to recover a little bit better than Bugatti, I would say, right? So interesting things going on here. Again, the one important thing is NVIDIA is after hours earnings today, right? So NVIDIA will very, very much dictate what happens here, okay? Here being on the NASDAQ. The one worry I had on my last video was nothing to do with these 4 stocks, right? It really was what's going to happen to NASDAQ. Keep an eye on NASDAQ, keep an eye on NASDAQ, and really in about 3 hours, we'll see what's going to happen, right? So I'm really excited to talk about all of these for sure, but before we do go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we're going to use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh, I'm so grateful for it, all right? So QUBT, look. I am never, I mean, knock on wood, I hope never. I'm never here to say buy, sell, hold, all right? There are plenty of people out there that'll do it. That's not what I'm here for, all right? I'm here giving you my thoughts and opinions, and we attack. And one thing that I sincerely believe is if you're looking at a stock at $4 and you're ready for it to fall to 250, your game is significantly better than if you just watch it unfold live. And trust me, the freakouts and all that, I used to be on the other side of that. And man, this is literally what the last video was talking about. And I'm gonna bookmark it right here, right around 4 minutes. And I promise you it's not to brag. I swear it's not. But when you can anticipate the fall, have a plan, and go from there, oh my goodness, you have no idea. There's so many different ways you could have attacked it, right? Could have sold up here, rebought down here. You could have even waited for today's gap up and attacked most of this. You know what I mean? Like there are so many ways that knowing would have done you really well. All right. So what are the couple things I want to stress, right? This is going to be a quicker video. Look, our RSI on this day, that's why my mouse is down here, was at 90. Okay, 90, you can see it in the box to the left over there. RSI 14 was at 90.27. That's crazy high. 80 is really high. 85 is wildly high. 90 plus is just silly and wild. And look, you're gonna need a healthy reset, a healthy cool down from 90 all the way to right here. What are you at, 59? Oh, that's lovely, right? More than anything though, look, I'm always here saying that these moving averages matter than the manual lines I click, right? Look, hey, quantum, oh, hey, an alert is not an immediate buy. It's not an immediate sell. I'm not even going to react to this thing, right? We're making a video here, but yeah, you're going to see some alerts. I have a couple of alerts on this thing, right? So, nonetheless, I always, and again, this is quantum computing, right? Like, computers are smarter than people, and I believe that these 5 lines are way better than my clicks because that's some computer doing some math, right? To me, we fell exactly where we needed to. I obviously could brag about that click. We never lost below that, right? But no, the 8 moving average really did the job. It allowed the RSI to cool down. Man, the MACD never really even slipped either. We basically had green over red the entire ride. We stayed very positive the entire ride. And yeah, it looks like we're about to get green over red on the RSI after today's close, right? I like that volume. Clearly neither is more than this, but hey, we still have 2 hours. You never know. What's the hourly look like? Hey, this ain't it's an 82 RSI. It's a little higher than I'd like to see it, but that 70 ain't bad. Oh, I think this has a good shot. If this thing could break $3.68, maybe $3.68, that actually could still have a decent hour, because that's actually 82 is a little high, but hey, it wasn't that long ago. Right here we had 92 right on that hourly. Nonetheless, okay. What I like, again, a healthy RSI, very nice volume. All right, look, from down here to up here, that's a wild jump. From here to here, that's a wild jump. Okay, obviously volume going down is not a good thing, but hey, yesterday was good. Today is what I would call a healthy better. Hopefully tomorrow can be even nicer. All right. Right now, the bigger money line is basically $4. All right, between $4 and $4.05, whatever you want to kind of make your risk tolerance. Break half of this candle right here. What day was this? The 14th. This is going to be pretty hard to stop. All right, where are we on the weekly? Look at this thing. There's so many different things jumping out at me. All right, we're doing our best to break to confirm the 200 this week. That would be great because look, the RSI is really high on this weekly. And if I'm saying we needed the daily to cool down when it was at 90, right? You gotta believe I'm thinking this thing's at 95 and for sure needs to cool down, right? So, I would love to get over this line very well by Friday's close. Like, really get me in that $4 range, and that'd be awesome, right? But as long as we don't lose this line, I think it'll be really good. I can see us coming back down towards 280, and again, still being very bullish and still being very healthy, right? Because this needed to cool down. I think the weekly might, all right? But let me just zoom out really quickly to show it. There is a lot going on. This line basically represents the first real trading moments. So that's really why all I'm going to be looking at is this, right, from here onward. If we can break this line, man, there's not a lot stopping it. This is a very fast channel, and then from there, it's basically all-time highs, right? So a lot is going on, and really, as long as the weekly can hold 280, oh my goodness, this could be difficult to slow down for sure. All right. There's one quick comment. There was a user on StockTwits that was talking about this being a shady company, and I can tell he wasn't bashing. All right. I said I was gonna look it up and do some homework. Honestly, I've been so busy with work and stuff, I didn't get the time. There's 2 things I want to say. Number one, hey, this for sure might be a shady company for all I know. I think one thing I love is ignorance is bliss. To me, the way I trade, everything is a random 3, 4, 5 letters, and I'm just here using the technicals to kind of make them all the same and dictate where my money goes, right? Sometimes it's a little easier not knowing it's a shady company, even though it probably is, because hey, break all 5 and fly, hold the 8 and the 20, are like all the technical things that I talk about all the time did it here, right? And believe me, the shady ones do it just as well as the blue chips. You know what I mean? It's all about volume. It's all about what people are willing to buy, and in my opinion, what the MAs dictate will hold and continue. You know what I mean? So lovely technical moves here. Just keep an eye on the weekly being a little hot, but man, if NVIDIA crushes earnings AI and everything that goes with it, especially the quantum computers that have those chips, oof, that's going to be hard to stop, all right? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Let's come into IONQ. And hey, IONQ, I talked about beast mode on my last video. What did this thing do? This thing kisses my golden line up here, all right? So, look at this thing, right? It's literally the exact same things I just said on the other one. And hey, maybe I'll just chapter them together, right? But we're getting these crazy, crazy 90 RSIs in this sector. And look, that's kind of a good thing, right? It's showing a hype. Just look at this volume too down here, right? That's crazy. That's an unsustainable jump and silliness. You can also say that one is right there, right? But as you look at the month of October into today, man, I'm seeing such a nice, and you can actually see it with the 50-day average line. I don't even need to draw anything. That's such a nice, healthy growth and sustained growth of volume, right? Not too many like wild peaks and drops, but oof, I'm liking it. And literally, since, I mean, you can even take it back to the middle of September, but let's just say since the beginning since the beginning of October, this October 1st right here, right? We have never been under the 50-day volume average. That's amazing. That's so hard for stocks to do. And hey, this thing, again, you break all five and you fly, you bounce on the 8 like a champion. Occasionally you're gonna lose it, but the 20 is your best friend. Literally everything I say on every single video is happening in this month and a half view right here, right? So this is what a sustainable uptrend looks like. This is where you literally buy it, you set it and forget it, like that one old infomercial, right? Like you average up at points, you do so many different things. There's so many different ways to win on this thing, right? But break the golden line and this will go wild. Clearly there are higher moments. We've been all the way up here, right? To me, if you break this line, you're in all-time highs and you're gone. So 31.13, that's a beautiful mirror number right there. That's the money line. And again, I keep saying it. I'm loving the strength of the sector as a whole, right? This thing needs to cool down. I know everyone's used to rockets, but hey, that's why we're using the MACD and the RSI, right? To kind of keep us in check. But, oh, my kitty's at the door. What's wrong? Do you want to learn about stocks? Hi. All right, sorry about that. So again, these are doing very, very well and they're staying very, very healthy. Again, look, the last one was a 95 RSI. This one's an 85 RSI. To me, they're both still high. All right, crazy, crazy doji right here. But hey, at this point, we've definitely confirmed the 8s. Again, I don't know the math here, right? But the 8's probably going to come to around here. I would say on the weekly, there's a chance that this thing comes down to 21, but that's way too low. I can't use 21 as my number. I think for, oh wow, no, maybe that's a decent number. Let's use this. I think 25, what's this line? Give me a second. Can I lower this 26 number? Let's lower it to the top of that. It's still 26. Okay, I want to draw something. I'm gonna put it, I'll put it right here. I think that's my line. Look, it seems like the 20 moving average is probably going to catch up to this at some point. Maybe it was dumb to move it and I should have probably left it where it was since we had that like interesting stuff going on, but I think I'm okay with that. Look, ideally we never lose the 8 moving average and ideally we never go below 26, okay? I think 23.55 would be next and then wherever the 20 moving average is, roughly speaking 21. We have seen IONQ bounce on the 8 like a champion, use the 20 moving average like it should to get back up. And hey, as long as we don't lose this 20 moving average, I really like the stock. And again, I basically said 21 on the weekly, roughly that's echoed on the daily. I would hate to fall from 28 to 21, right? But again, I think that 24 to 23.50 might be decently strong right there, all right? So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Please watch NVIDIA after hours today. That will dictate what NASDAQ does. NASDAQ will dictate what these do, right? NASDAQ's the tech ocean. These are just the little boats that we're in the middle of, hoping we get no big waves to take us down, right? So, lovely. Let's go to RGTI. Rigetti? Is it Rigetti? I've been saying Rigotti. Either way, look, there's a choppiness here. And choppiness isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially if you're at least kind of still uptrending with the choppiness, right? But look, this is all about the 200 moving average. We've been battling it and battling it and battling it and battling it, and hey, we're now over it, but we can't confirm. Seemingly bounced. Can we? I mean, look, this thing is still choppy, and I know it's easy to focus on the 8 and the 20. I still am not a believer that we've broken 118. All right, 117 is actually what the 200 is at, right? This is the first good candle over it. Doji don't count. That's a good candle. That don't count. Doji don't count. That's a good candle. That's not good enough. That's a good candle. That's not good enough. All right. Like, I realize this entire time we've basically been over it. There are significant differences between being over a line and breaking a line, right? Especially when you're talking about breaking the 200, the last one, the hardest one. And when you're talking about breaking basically all five. Look, I know it's not the tightest of clusters, but within 50 cents, there are all five, and it doesn't give you a lot of room to battle one, re-rest, battle one, re-rest. Like, this is pretty much all five, right? So at the moment, it is still technically bullish as long as we're over 117. Really, I think this is the number to beat. No, it's a little too. I think I would wait for 160 on Rigotti. I think I would. Give me 50% of this candle. You'll get me over this October candle as well. I would wait the 30 cents. And I mean, from there's beautiful channels. And basically, yeah, my next line would be up there. Let's draw that. Let's draw. Oh, look, 162. Look at that. I love this stuff, right? Basically, the bottom of that. I like bottom of that. That's a good line right there. Break 162. I don't think it's going to fly to 4 something. I probably should draw one more line. Probably that right there. Yeah, look at that. That's not bad. That's a lovely channel right there. That's an even better one right there, right? So needs to make you believe it's broken the 200 moving average, all right? QBTS, it's the same story, but again, I would say this one has done it a little bit better. I would say that's a good one too right there. And hey, I like that at least the 8. I mean, I just look, they look the same. They do. And I don't know if I'm just kind of like pulling a little bit more here, but I like the candle structure over all five, over the 200 and overall 5 moving averages a little bit more than I liked it on Rigotti. Let me know how to say that thing, right? But I think this is still a line of beat. If we can get over 199, if you can basically get into the twos, again, from there, you're going to get some nice channels. And oh my goodness, channels really after that, right? I'm not going to draw any higher lines. This is still a $1.50 stock, right? But I would wait for 199. I think you can make a very easy argument at 170, maybe like 171-ish, give or take, 172. Let's creep into that a little bit. But yeah, again, at that point, maybe just give up the 10% and go from there, right? I like the volume here. I really, really do. And again, you can see RSI wasn't as high as the other ones, but it goes up, resets down. Hopefully it goes back up. I like that volume a lot. Obviously a couple spikes and reduces, but yeah, I'm seeing a nice little improvement right there. Not as beautiful as some of the other volumes, but yeah, that's a nice one right there. Let me look at the weeklies on both. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. We're actually golden crossing the 8 on both the 100 and the 50. That's actually pretty wild right there. And look at that. That's at the exact same 117 range that we're talking about on the other one, right? So as long as this is over 117, it's bullish. It's very, very bullish actually, right? Nope, let's stay on the weekly and let's look at QBTS. Again, same thing. This one just hasn't confirmed as well on the weekly. It's easy to say over 141 is very bullish, but yeah, really, as long as you're over 130, I think 130 is the bullish number for D-Wave here, all right? So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Oh, I appreciate you so, so much.